Hello and welcome to our group presentation where we will be talking about our final pitch for the hotel that we have designed together. So we're going to start with the property attributes analysis, beginning with the physical attributes. For the physical attributes, the location of our hotel is Bayan Lepas, which is the southeast of Penang Island in Malaysia. And it's got various things located near it, like the Penang Airport, Penang Bridge, and the two bridges, and the industrial park and the mall. The airport of Penang is located in the area which brings international and domestic tourists, so it's very good for our hotel. And there are many landmarks located just within a few kilometres away from the hotel, such as the Snake Temple, the public gardens and the aquarium. So they're like the tourist areas there. Then for the legal attributes, so land is a state matter in Malaysia. We had to research this, so therefore we had to get approval from the city council in order to be able to use the building for our hotel. Then for the linkage attributes, the present and future connectivity facilities are the Jelutong Expressway, the Penang Bridge, Penang Second Bridge, North Coast Ped Road, Itam, and the Inner Ring Road. This is really good for transport in the area. Then just likewise, there's buses, taxis, link bike, and then obviously the closeness of the airport, which allows really good air travel for our customers. Then with the dynamic attributes, so the area is like the main industrial hub of Penang Island. And it's really charming because of its green areas, and then obviously the vicinity to many of the attractions nearby is good. You get best of both worlds, industrial but also the lovely green areas. And our hotel will only be 12 floors high, but this is also partly because it's located so close to the airport. So obviously there's some regulations with the height of buildings with that for the aeroplanes. It has a beach and sea view because it's so close to the coast, and it's modern. And it's a very aesthetic, pleasant building, and we're fixing it more for the business market, and that's partly due to all the accessibility right next to the airport, so it's very practical for them. So then for the locational market survey, we looked at the existing and future supply. So there were already 31 existing luxury hotels, and 4 of that which were in Bayan Lepas, which is the same area. And they were the Olive Tree Hotel, the Lexus Suites, Hotel Equatorial Penang, and Eastern Hotel Penang. They all, well, some of them averaged around the 200, 300 rooms, and one was in the 600. So it was a bit of a variety. And then with the future supply, there's 3 upcoming luxury hotels, which is the Angsana Teluk Bahang, Amari Penang, and Ozo Georgetown Penang. So they're also varying in the number of rooms and in different areas as well. So then with the demand, there's quite stiff competition, and there is an increased room supply and tight margins. It's important to have a good online reputation and brand awareness for also the different hotels in the area, so that we can compete with them. And looking at occupancy, usually in peak season for luxury hotels, you get 75 to 80%, and 50 to 60 on off-peak season. However, there are Airbnbs and service apartments that influence these data because they're becoming more popular, and this is why we believe that we should focus on the business target market due to them needing the facilities that a hotel can provide, and not staying in an Airbnb. So then for the SWOT analysis that we did as a group, we found that the strengths with that is a generic thing, that tourism is always growing globally, and there are always employment opportunities in the area for locals and also some people who want to travel and work there. And it's a really nice, safe and comfortable atmosphere, especially in the area that it is, as it's right next to the coast and like good travel. However, some weaknesses we found is that demand is susceptible, obviously, to changes in local environment, and it is a very competitive industry. And like I was saying before, with Airbnbs, it is a new trend that people stay in service apartments. But like I said, that's why we've focused on the business side of things, because they might not be as attracted to that. Then for opportunities, it is very close proximity to Penang Airport. hence why it's also really good for the business customers, because they can just travel over this road to our hotel, which also means that there's international and domestic flows of people. And also the Mitsui shopping mall is being built, so that will also attract some customers. And then, like in weaknesses and threats, Airbnb's caused a decrease on hotels' occupancy. And obviously, in the current situation, there's the coronavirus outbreak, which has really halted hospitality and tourism in general. So that's like one big threat that we would have to consider when opening. So yeah, now moving on to the architectural plan.
So next we talk about architectural plan. Our hotel concept is aesthetically pleasing through modern and sleek vessels and emphasize on minimalism, radical localism, supporting local business after pandemic, health safe and quality, high standard of the hygiene and cleanliness, the human connection, also tech experience, sanctuary of peace, provide a calm and relaxed environment. Next, please. Our building is modern and sleek and contains a lot of greenery and plants in order to reflect our goals of sustainability. Using lots of plants and greens on the balconies and walls will be a reflection of our connection and appeal to our consumers that have similar options as us. We have chosen incorrect a lot of earthy and natural colors throughout the entire hotel in shades of green, white, pink, and gray. For artificial green buildings are designed to try to achieve a balance between architecture and the nature environment. For our building design, the roof of our hotel has been an open-air swimming pool and gym. The parapet we combine with the environmental protection and will admire gender in the parapet, planted plants and flowers, makes the guest can enjoy the green landscape in each layer, even the roof. For lentils, we use recycled rubber and thinner lentil emitted slit and reduce weight and maintenance. For beams, we use stables are contracted by reinforced cement corrected. Make sure the building is firm and stable. For columns, we concrete made with fly ash and recycled aggregate. Besides, is stronger, cheaper, and more workable. Next, please. For stairs, our hotel should be graceful, useful, and comfortable. In addition, must also be safe. We prefer to use recyclable wooden materials. For plank beams, we use a string of pins beam. Concrete should not be smaller than 28 pounds. For next, please. For our hotel plans, we construct with fly ash and recycle agreeable. Besides, it's stronger, cheaper, and more environmental friendly. So for foundation, we use the recycled steel forming can replace lumber in most applications and has a numerous advantage in strength, durability, and workability.
So this is our building components. On the 12th floor, we have the pool, fitness and beverage and snack bar. On the 11th floor, we have the premium suites. On the 10th floor, we have the deluxe suites. On the 7th to 9th floor, we have the premium rooms. On the 4th to 6th floor, we have the deluxe rooms. On the 3rd floor, we have orangerie restaurant and deluxe rooms. On the 1st and 2nd floor, we have the staff area containing changing rooms, lounge, canteens, fitness, as well as offices and meeting rooms. On the ground floor, we have the reception, the lobby, the all-day dining restaurant, the ballroom, and some more meeting rooms. And on the -1, -2, we have the underground parking as well as the staff entrance. So these are the types of rooms that we have. The most standard room we have is the deluxe room, which is 35 square meters, and we have 150 of them. We have premium rooms, which are 40 square meters, and we have around 100 keys. Then we have the deluxe suites, which is 65 square meters and 10 keys. And lastly, we have the premium suites, which are 75 square meters and only have 6 keys. So this is the deluxe room. Again, it's 35 square meters. It's 4.37 meters times 8. We have a king size bed in it, 2 double windows and a balcony. So the hatched area you can see is the balcony. This is our ground floor plan. So number 1 is the lobby where you enter. There's an outdoor area containing a fountain, some benches and greenery, and then you enter through the main entrance and you will be received in the reception where there's also a concierge and a lounge area. And then the guest lifts are within the red box. Number 2 is our banquet room, which seats 500 to 600 people as requested by the client. And then number 3 is our all-day dining restaurant. Number 4 is our back of house, so the kitchen and dishwashing area. Number 5 is our meeting rooms. And number 6 is our bathrooms, both men and women's bathroom in the lobby as well as in the banqueting area. Number 7, so since we chose to have a separate entrance for the banqueting room, we also had to create a small interval to avoid any pollution in the sense that air conditioning and rain and noise would intervene every time the doors were open. So we created this small interval in order to avoid that. And then 8 is the storage for the different rooms, so where you can store tables and chairs when they're not being used. And the blue box is the associate lifts. So this is the lobby layout. As mentioned earlier, there's the outdoor area, which has a little fountain in the middle and some benches and greenery. And then you enter through the main doors, and there is the reception straight ahead. And then there is a small concierge desk there to help you with anything. There is a lounge area, and then the lifts and stairs for the guests. This is the first floor layout. So the lifts are in the same place over here. We have 7 meeting rooms, which you can take down the walls if wanted to make bigger conference spaces. And then to the right of the lifts, there are some restrooms. Then we have a lounge area for staff, as well as a canteen for the staff and a buffet area. At the bottom, we have the offices for the general manager, the F&B manager, the finance, sales, and HR. So these are all manager offices. Next to that, we have the fitness area and changing rooms for the staff, as well as some cubicles for the rest of the employees, the sales and marketing team, the HR team, the finance team, etc. And the associate lifts and stairs down in the bottom left corner. This is the third floor layout. So there is deluxe rooms in this floor in an L shape, and the rest of it is then our orangerie restaurant, which has a glass ceiling. And then there is an outdoor area with a terrace where you can also eat from the restaurant or a pool, enjoy the pool. And then this is then the guest room layout for the 4th to 6th floor with the deluxe rooms. So since the orangerie is a glass ceiling, there will not be any more building on top of that. So the building is now an L shape for the rest of the floors. And this is then what it would look like with the deluxe rooms. here is the rooftop layout. So on the rooftop, we have a fitness area in the top right, as well as a yoga studio where you can enjoy the view of the city and the beach. Outside of that, we have 2 saunas, one for male and one for female. So the elevators will be covered with roof, whereas the rest of it is completely open with infinity pools all the way around. And then we have a small snack and beverage bar over on the left side, as well as the associate lifts and stairs. So this is our parking layout where you enter down in the bottom right, and then you can drive in and park in the many spots we have. And this is for both -1 and -2.
So moving on to mood boards, let's start with the lobby. So we thought about designing a modern lobby with an emphasis on minimalism and simplicity. We wanted natural light coming in from the large glass doors. We decided to have a sitting area in neutral color, and we wanted to use materials such as marble and wood. And then we decided to use a color scheme that was beige, white, and gray. So next, we wanted our bathrooms to have a modern design. We thought about having an environmental friendly amenities. Then we wanted to have light gray stone cuts for walls and floor. This will give us serene and peaceful feeling as well as industrial modern look. So natural light is provided and muted colors are used. We also wanted windows in order to provide natural lights coming in the door inside the room. And then we have our bedrooms. So again, we wanted a minimal design. We wanted to give a homely feeling, and walls are painted with contrasting colors and shapes. So that will optically convey a bigger and brighter space. Furnitures are used with various materials and colors, such as velvet for armchairs or steel lampshades. We want to insert some technological features, such as international plugs that will come out of the wall by simply clicking on them. These will allow us to save a lot of space. And lastly, we wanted to create a greener place, placing some plants around the room. So next is our ground floor restaurant. So again, we wanted to use velvet furniture. We use dark green chairs and sofas, and in contrast, marble tables and gold details. This restaurant will be at the ground floor, and it will be a fusion European and Asian cuisine. And we want to have all-day dining here. Next, we have our orangery restaurant that will be located out at the 3rd floor. It's going to be a glass ceiling restaurant, and we want to give that orangery feeling with natural light coming in, lots of plants and greenery, and we want to use wooden furniture and provide an industrial design. Next, we have the fitness area. So our fitness area will be located on the rooftop of the hotel with floor to ceiling windows, bringing in all the natural light. We designed it with modern furniture and prime gym machineries, wooden floor. We wanted to provide a refreshment station with reusable glass bottles with glasses. So we want to minimize wastage. And then towels are being provided as well. Lastly, we have our ballroom. So our, again, the colors used is green, and we want it to be a modern space with sophisticated outdoor atmosphere. We use wood, glass, and metal as our prime materials. And then we wanted to add plants, lights, and greenery hanging from the ceiling to give it a special look. So thank you for your attention, and feel free to ask us any question.